Piss off, man.
Mike, hang on, Mike. Here you go.
You know, I'll take that over them only give me the round that I knocked them down. That's some bullshit, man. Honestly, because a lot of punches he was hitting my gloves. Did it move my head? Yeah, but he didn't fucking hurt me. He never put me in danger, not once, man. And it's really dejecting when I don't even get the respect out of the judges. And I've been putting so much fucking time into the sport. And these motherfuckers like straight up just like fucking rape me and don't even kiss me, dude. That's some fucked up ass shit. Honestly, dude, because you want to say I lost? Fine. Tell me I lost. That's cool. But you're going to tell me that I'm only going to give me one round, the one round that I drop him in, and the rest, like, I lose? Bullshit, man. Bull fucking shit.
I mean, I know you say you're dejected about the judges, and I don't blame you, but definitely gave a good performance. And this is your guy that said you were going to retire, a year ago. So you got to feel good about that, right?
You know what? I get there's no moral victory here, nothing like that, man. I came here for the win. I came to win. I came to beat Andy. With all due respect, yeah, did he beat me? Yeah, maybe, I give him maybe like 7 rounds, at most. And I'm the one in the ring. I know what's going on in there. And these fucking judges, like straight up, I get no respect from them. No fucking respect. I honestly believe that judges should wear like some noise canceling headphones so they don't get swayed by the crowd. Because, dude, they're all cheering and boo, and they're hitting me with my fucking glove. How is that a fucking point? And you're hitting me on my gloves. You're hitting me with me having my hands up. That's bullshit. My respect was out to Andy. Yeah, maybe he did beat me, but he didn't beat me the way the judges make it seem, man. And like, it's honestly, these judges need to be held accountable. I'm feeling like fucking LeBron James. They need to have some accountability and why they scored it like that. Why are you only going to give me one round? How? How are you going to give me just one round?
I think you bring up a great point because oftentimes in boxing we hear, oh, well, the right guy won or whatever. But you're right. It's not enough. The judges have to get the rounds right, too. So what do you think is the solution?
One thing, and honestly, I believe that they need to put some headphones on because I feel like they get swayed by the crowd. They do. Just like how Nike, did he beat me? Maybe. But like a lot of punches that I got hit were hitting the gloves. A lot of them were hitting the gloves. You're telling me that's a point? That's a point if you hit me in the gloves? What the fuck? Not like, again, not taking nothing away from Andy. You want to give him the victory? Fine. But don't rape me.
Chris, you're a guy that said that you regretted not giving it more of your all when you were younger, but you're doing your best now, and you got to be pretty. I know you wanted to win, obviously, and there's no moral victories like you said, but you got to be pretty proud of. You dropped him hard. That was no flesh knockdown.
Yeah, I give myself all the credit. I give Joe all the credit because we were trained. We trained hard for this fight. We were ready for this fight, man. Like I never overlooked him, and I did everything I had to do in the gym, man. And well, what can I say, man? I'm dejected. I am. There's no more victory to me. People say, "Oh, you did good, you did great," but like, fuck, these asshole judges see something different. Like, how? How do you guys see that? I don't get it. I got hit in the gloves. I was moving my head. Like, I'm still all right. Like, I didn't come out with no big old black eye. My nose wasn't busted. Like, come on, guys.
Right when Chris, you rocked him there in the second, did you feel like you really hurt him to perhaps finish the fight?
I absolutely hurt him, but, Andy's a very dangerous fighter. We've seen that against AJ, and I didn't want to get caught with a sucker punch, and I wanted to make sure that I measured him and I caught him right. That right hand hit him flush in the chin, and it put him down. He didn't put me down, and honestly, you could probably watch the fight again. He probably hit me 1 or 2 good times. I hit him countless amount of times with the right hand, and the jab was snapping his head back. Like, he may have speed, he may have power, but he didn't hurt me. He didn't fucking hurt me.
You rocked him hard again in the third. Knees folded. Do you now look back at it perhaps regret that you didn't really push him there in the third?
Nah, man. This is boxing, man. It's a dangerous sport. And I did what I had to do, I was cautious and I was trying to catch him again, obviously. But again, everything behind the jab and everything behind the counter, I wasn't going to just go in there and be an AJ and throw fucking caution to the wind. You know, he was always a dangerous fighter. We're Mexican fighters. We get up and we get up to fight.
Did you see, speaking of fights, the fights in the stands for catching you that?
Nah, man, I just heard all the crowd like hooting and hollering. I was like, holy shit, there's something going on in the crowd. And I wasn't gonna stop and watch, but I did hear them. I did hear the fans.
Did you expect a better Andy Ruiz Jr.? I just ran the was he better than what he?
No, I was better. That's the key. I was a better fighter. They didn't expect this Chris Arreola. You know, no disrespect to him. You know, he came out in great shape, and he was in great shape. This fighter would beat AJ, would easily knock out AJ, but he couldn't do that shit to me because I am a better fighter. I came in great condition. I was ready for Andy. Everything he had to offer, I was ready for it, man. And fucking judges, suck my dick.
Chris, I had it 161-11. You said you're happy, but they're gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll take that. I'll take that all day. You know, over like 118. Come on, that means they only gave me one fucking round. One round. Like honestly, they honestly need to have some accountability. They need to show me how and why they judge the rounds like that. Like honestly, how? How, dude? A lot of punches. He was hitting my gloves like this. And yeah, did my glove hit my face? Fuck, my own glove hit my face. Sorry. But dude, his glove never touched me in my face in order for them to give him that fucking round, man.
You're always giving it your all. Have we seen the last one? I know you're frustrated, but
you know, these judges just leave a sour taste in my mouth, man. It makes me feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this when they're fucking turning around and just raping me? And that's exactly what I got right now. I got it straight up the ass, like for reals. Yeah, no Vaseline, Joe. It hurt. I cried.
That's not fair.
I know it's not fair at all. You know, like for real, man. Like, do I want to fight again? Of course I want to fight again. I'm a fighter. This is what I do. This is what I do for a living. I'm still on the top of the game. I'm still coherent. You still understand what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And it bothers me. It really is bothersome to lose like that.
You know, to your point, you said that you were better than they expected, and you were a big time prospect. You're always a talented guy. You admitted yourself that you didn't give it your all earlier on, but now you know two straight tough guys in Kovnatski and Ruiz. You gave them both really good fights. Why not fight like a Dillian White next? There's Luis Ortiz. Who do you want to fight? So I think there's some really big fights for you still.
You know what? You know, I'm gonna do whatever Al tells me. If I fight a Ruiz again, hell yeah, let's do that shit again. Let's run it back. You know, I think another Ruiz fight will be great. But Dillian White, you know, at the end of the day, Dillian White, is that the steroid guy? Is that the guy that sets his got popped for steroids or some shit?
Yep.
Oh, whatever. Regardless, man, I don't care. Whoever wants to fight me, they can get it. You know, this fight was just.
Let's go to the Zoom questions, please. Andrew, take it away.
Sorry, man. Sorry. I'm very just in my own little fucking world.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Thanks, Kelly. We'll take a couple questions from Zoom now. As y'all can see, we also have Joe Goosen on the dais. Our first question here will come from Jeremy Harridges. Jeremy, please unmute yourself, say who you're with, and ask your question.
Hi, this is Jeremy Harridges with Fansided.com. Chris, I noticed that you got hit in like the left shoulder blade somewhere around the 8th round. How did that affect you, and what did you feel for the remainder of the fight?
No, it didn't affect me. It's just part of boxing, man. It's just shake it off and keep fucking fighting. You know, it's part of boxing. There's always injuries in boxing. There's always injuries in sparring. You know, that's why we spar so much, you know, because things happen in sparring, and got to learn to overcome them. And trust me, it had no bearing in the fight. It had no bearing on the scorecard. And I kept fighting the way I fight. You know, I kept throwing the jab. And, you know, let's be honest, you know, he had a good jab. He had a good jab himself. But trust me, if you guys look back at it and turn down the volume, I snapped his head back a lot with my jab. A lot more than he snapped my head back.
Your hand speed, your movement around the ring, you looked very quick on your feet. How much do you attribute that to your conditioning and your weight for this fight?
You know what? You guys are always harboring in weight, but it's not about weight. It's about being in boxing condition. That's what I attribute all this moving around, being able to move around. We were in boxing shape. You know, if you tell me to go run a marathon, I couldn't run a marathon right now. But if you tell me to go another 12 rounds, I may be able to go another 12 rounds. I'm in great boxing shape. Let's remember that. We are training for a boxing fight. We're not training to run. We're not training for nothing. You know, me and Joe and Jonathan, we worked every day on our toes, inside, outside, whatever it was. We were ready for whatever we had to do to win the fight.
Thanks, Jeremy. Our next question is going to come from Jim Conlon. Jim, please unmute yourself, say who you're with, and ask your question.
Hi, Chris. I'm just wondering, in those closing last championship rounds, in the corner in the 10th round, did you and your coach feel that you were ahead going into those last 2 rounds?
No, then we never counted the judges. We never thought that we were ahead. And the thing is, we never talk about that. We talk about working about winning rounds one by one. And you know what, dude? Honestly, I gave myself 1 or 2 of those rounds, man. I wasn't tired. I was never tired. You know, the one thing that I was just very cautious about him, very cautious about his counter punches, very cautious about his right hand. You know, a lot of punches I caught in my gloves. I moved my head. Yeah, I actually moved my head. You know, I countered too. I was countering pretty good too. I wasn't getting no credit for none of that shit. I didn't get no oohs and ahs for that. And it's very dejecting, very pisses me off.
And lastly, for me, Chris, when you knocked Andy in the 2nd round, did you feel at that stage you were going to take him, that you could, that's possible another knockout was on the cards in that 2nd round?
You know, I didn't want to get confident like AJ did. You know, talking about Andy, he's one of those fighters that get back up and he throws more punches, and he throws punches with power because he doesn't want it. He has that Mexican spirit, and I had to be cautious. Yeah, I knew he was hurt. He was still hurt even in the 4th round after that. And you know what? That's boxing, man. You know, I respected him a little too much, maybe. I respected maybe his power a little too much, and I didn't go in for the kill. But, you know, with all due respect, I had to do it.
All right, thanks, Jim. We'll throw it back to the venue.
Joe, question for you over here.
Yeah.
How would you assess Chris's performance tonight?
I thought it exceeded what the boxing world was probably expecting. I think it exceeded what the fans were expecting. The critics, I read a lot of stuff after the weigh-in. I usually don't go on this media or whatever. I said, look at it, and everyone's going, wow, it's, I go, they think Chris is like, hasn't trained for this or that he can fight. And so he did what I thought he was going to do. I just thought he was going to knock out Andy Ruiz, tell you the truth. I never told him anything except we're going to win this fight and we're going to hurt this guy. And when he knocked him down in the 2nd round and hurt him in the 3rd, I was very nonplussed. I was just like taking it in stride because I was expecting that to happen. So I was very happy with his performance. I mean, I wish he would have gotten a better shake on the cards. But look, again, and I've said it before, I said it after the Kovnatski fight, there are very few times you can fight and lose on the scorecards, but win. You know, you win the public, you win the boxing fans, maybe the press, the promoter for sure. I had California commission officials coming up to me going, wow, we were blown away. That was like an incredible. We didn't expect Chris to box, number one, or to hurt Ruiz. See, Chris never got wobbled. He never got hurt. He never got dropped. Yeah.
So CompuBox said Chris landed 109 punches and Andy landed 161. And none of the judges gave Chris anything after the 3rd. What do you think went wrong, perhaps, that Chris was not getting any rounds awarded to him?
I don't know if you look at the.
I say the crowd.
Oh,
I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna say the crowd because every time I got hit, like honestly, you guys watch it again. I get hit in the gloves, and the crowd goes wild because obviously he's strong and he's gonna move me, but he didn't hit me. How you gonna score something like it's hitting me in the gloves? What the?
yeah, we worked very hard on blocking and head movement. Chris blocked 99.9% of those left hooks. Did he get hit with a couple of hooks? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a fight. But all the big ones, because he kept repeating himself, we throw that right hand, that quick hook off of it. And we were expecting it. We knew what we had to look out for. But we put as many rounds in defensively in the gym as we did offensively. So we were prepared for it. And I thought Chris did an outstanding job defensively.
Chris, what was the deal with your left arm? I noticed you were shaking it a bunch. You were looking at maybe your elbow, your arm, your hand.
It was like once, I was probably after the 9th round, he hit me like in the shoulder blade and I almost felt like he almost dislocated my shoulder. Like for real, he's a strong dude, man. And, I just had to shake it off and just keep fighting, man. It's just part of boxing, man. I'm an old dude. There's a couple of things that cricks and crackles and shit like that. But other than that, man, it did not affect me. I kept throwing the hand. I kept throwing my jab and stuff like that. And honestly, when I threw my jab, I snapped his head back a couple times, more than a couple times, man.
And lastly, in Andy Ruiz, he's younger, of course, and he's a guy like yourself that's battled some weight issues and, scrutiny. What do you see in him that maybe reminds you of yourself, or like where do you see him going? Yes.
Wherever he wants to go. And to be honest with you, he's gonna have another opportunity. He's gonna have more opportunities to prove himself. And if he wants to run it back, God willing, let's do it again. This wasn't a bad fight. It was a great fight in my eyes. And wherever we go, I'm ready. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with keep fighting. I'm okay with retiring. I'm okay with whatever happens, man.
Well, Wilder and Andy now, who wins if they fight each other?
Andy. And the only reason to say Andy is because, his hands feeding and he's relentless. But, then again, let's think about this. If he stays on the outside, Wilder chews him up. He can't do that. He has to get his ass in the inside, move his head, and get back in there, But I'll be Wilder my damn self.